When you're out, stay out. Think about that for a minute. So you're out of the relationship, at least that's my hope. And if you're out, you now have boundaries. You're now understanding an awful lot about narcissism. You're realizing that these people shapeshift, that they tell lies the way you breathe air, that they care about nobody other than themselves, and that they only continue to get worse over time. When you wrap your head around how narcissism has been around you and myself your whole life, unbeknownst to you, but now you've figured it out, then you need to give yourself a break and say, wow, I really am a fortunate, grateful, resilient human being. You see, that's how I look at myself. I was captured and trapped and lured into a place that I didn't even know existed, just like you were. What is that place called, you may ask? That's right. It's the narcissistic fog. It's also the trauma bond and the devaluation stage. It's also a part of a cycle that you were captured in. You didn't know any of these things. Again, if you had been given a heads up, if the narcissist had knocked on your door when they first met you, gave you that 2-page report and said, hey, here's who I am, here's what I will do with you, it's what I had done to so many people before you. If you want to roll the dice with me, we can go for it. Or if you don't, then just close the door in my face and I'll slither off elsewhere. But that's not what the narcissist did. You see, the narcissist knew who you were long before you knew who you were. The narcissist also knew who they were way before you ever even knew what narcissism was. And remember also that this person had done to you what they had done to so many people beforehand, and they got really good at it. What they did is they got close to people. They glommed onto them. They assimilated themselves with these people. They learned all about their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, their goals, their future, their purpose. They learned about their educational level. They learned about their jobs, their experience, if they were from the area, if they weren't, what books they like to read, etc. And once the narcissist had as much information as they needed to acquire, well, enter devaluation stage. You see what I just shared with you when they were learning about you? Most of that was in the love bomb. Not all of it, but most of it. Once they figured out you would make a grade A source of supply, which is becoming rarer and rarer by the moment on this planet, then they dropped all the other supply potential sources and they focused on you. And then unfortunately, what happened? Well, you entered the relationship thinking it was just you. It was never just you. It was always you, the narcissist, strange people, groupies, flying monkeys, enablers, people that lurked up or popped up from their past. Then also people that you or the narcissist hadn't even met yet. You see, you were on the ride of a narcissistic experience. Now, you thought that ride was going to keep on getting better and better and better, just like the love bomb stage. Well, it all came to a screeching halt. You see, the roller coaster used their brakes. And what happened? You were thrust out of that roller coaster into a place that is called, yes, the zombie-like, trance-like state. Enter the narcissistic fog. Fun and games were over. Now your cute emojis weren't being celebrated. Now you weren't being treated properly. Truth be told, you were being disrespected. This is when the narcissist was walking 10, 20, 30 feet in front of you. This is when they weren't answering your texts. They were ignoring you, but yet demanding that you pay for their rent or their bills or their car or their insurance or their Amazon or their food or gas, whatever it was. You see, the narcissist now knew that they captured you. Once they know they capture somebody, they no longer have to work nearly as hard on doing that to that person, which means this. Once they know they have you under the spell, they're going to start maneuvering and looking elsewhere to capture, lure, trap other people under a different spell that you fell under, because they knew that they had you. Once they know they have you, just like they had many other people at the same time when they had you, they knew you were going nowhere. You were helpless. You were naive. You were vulnerable. You were broken. You were trying to fix an unfixable relationship, and the narcissist knew all these things. And they also knew that they, most likely, yes, they, the narcissist, they would figure out when they were going to end the relationship. You see, the narcissist needs control. They needed control of you, of your time, energy, everything else, and they needed the control of ending that relationship. If you're one of the people that ended the relationship with the narcissist, you are an extremely strong person. If you were discarded, as was I, you're still extremely strong because you're here. You need to understand that. You made it out. When you're out, you stay out. But you need to also understand the narcissist doesn't just target anybody. They go after people that they deem to have things that they don't have themselves. Empathy, love, commitment, authenticity, honesty, transparency. Should I go on and on? All these things the narcissist want to steal from you right out from underneath your nose. And they never thought that you would A, heal, B, put yourself back together, or C, see behind the mask. And you've done all three of those things. So now, as the thumbnail mentions, when you're out, stay out and away from the narcissist. You see, if you give toxicity even 1% of attention, which means you actually haven't gone no contact fully, well, then the narcissist has the ability or the capability at a later date, and maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't, to rear their ugly head and attempt to hoover you, or at least attempt to rattle your cage. And they could do anything. The famous expression I came up with years ago is they could send you an old email, or send you an email, I should say, claiming that they're missing the old smelly sock from 35 years ago, that old tube sock that's covered in spaghetti stains or whatever, it was never cleaned. They're claiming they need that. Or they're claiming that they're missing a dry cleaning bill from the 1980s, or they're missing their old comb from the 1970s, whatever it is. Any lame excuse the narcissist will use to try to lure somebody into communication is what a hoover is. You need to become unhooverable. You need to get off the radar of the narcissist and go no contact. Block that person, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Essentially, for this main part of the video, when you're out, you stay out and don't tempt fate. This is why in so many videos over the years, 5,000 plus, I've shared go no contact. What are you waiting for? If you have the ability to do so, you really need to ask yourself that one question. And let's say that you're waffling. Let's say that you're considering blocking them, but you haven't quite done it yet. Well, pull out that sheet of paper and get out a good pen and write down the pro-con list of why you should block them or why you shouldn't. The pros are the benefits of blocking, and the negatives, if there are any, are the negative. They're not good things about blocking them. Only you will have those answers, but I strongly suggest you practice that exercise and practice it a few times. Not only do it with if you should block them or not, but other things. You see, the pro-con list is something the narcissist never wanted you to write. What the narcissist wanted to do was to create their own con list, because the narcissist was conning you, but they also wanted to dump all their negativity, which was the con. I hope you're following all of this into you. That's why these relationships are energetic exchanges. The person, such as myself or you, which is what I deemed years ago, the beautiful, bright, shining light, we have everything the narcissist wants and doesn't possess until they capture us. And when they captured, in the past tense, us, well, we had no idea. We weren't taught this. So how could we know that the person we fell in love with would turn out to be our abuser or an abuser or a complete cheater, a liar, a fraud, a con artist, a Ponzi artist, a snake oil salesperson? We didn't know any of those things. They did. That's why it was advantage narcissist. Until when? You nailed it. Until it wasn't. And when it isn't, which is why I'm creating this video, is when you finally process the fact that when you're out, you stay out and you stay away from the narcissist. This means you don't brush, you don't tempt them, which means, like, example, let's say you have a barbecue or you have an event or something that you don't have to go to, but you're thinking that you're stronger than you are and you want to go. And perhaps you're rolling the dice that the narcissist may be there. Well, if you think the narcissist will be there and you haven't healed properly and you don't need to go, you need to ask yourself the question, why are you going? That's for you to figure out. What I know is this, is once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And once you experience it, you do not want to experience it again. Once you hear it, you don't want to hear it ever again. And that's why this is the relationship that you need to heal from. And that's why you need to get as far away from that person as fast as you can. Close the chapter of the book on them. Don't look back. Leave them in your rear view mirror and let them slither off elsewhere, which is what they're going to do anyway. They did it when they were with you. Think about how many times they would claim they were late. They got stuck in traffic. They had no cell phone reception. They got a flat tire. It's a late working lunch or a late dinner at the office. Wink, wink. Think about all the excuses they gave you, and you bought every single one of them. I can say it because I did too. Now, in the back of my mind, was I skeptical? Of course I was. Something seemed a little bit off from the minute I met the apex predator until the minute I figured it out. But in between there, I was scratching my head. And I have a full head of hair, and I couldn't believe it. Like, what the heck is going on here? Every time I do what I'm supposed to do, it gets worse. Every time I don't do what I'm asked to do, it gets worse. Every time I complete the endless to-do list, I get 3 more. Every time I try to get 4 hours of sleep in a night, I'm disrupted. Every time I try to do the right thing, like pay a bill on time or wear correct clothes or park in a proper parking space, I'm questioned. You see, this is why it doesn't matter what you did with said person. You could own your own state, your own country, your own time zone, your own solar system ethos, whatever you want. It won't be enough because these people, yes, the narcissists, they have a mental imbalance. They're missing a chip. And I'm being very polite and using layman's terms for you to understand this. Once you're out, you stay out and away from the narcissist. The narcissist will never change. They will never improve. They only deteriorate. They all become the aging narcissist if they reach a certain age. They always blame everybody else. They lure people into webs. They want to take their time, their money, and everything else. And then what do? Once they get what they want, then they just slither off somewhere else and leave that other person holding the bag. That's what's known as a discard. You don't want to be discarded. I was discarded more than one time. It is not a pleasurable experience. When you're discarded, and this is a whole different video, and I'm going to get ready to close the video, your life is tossed upside down. You're in a washing machine of toxicity and abuse. You have no idea what's going on, and you don't know who to talk to because you don't know what just happened to you. But yet the person that did it to you knew exactly what would happen to you because they did it before. The narcissist is a professional abuser, a professional manipulator, a professional shapeshifter, and they are dark energy. So when you're out, you stay out. Don't think that you can change the narcissist. Don't think that the new supply is getting all the hard work you put into the narcissist. They're not. The new supply is getting inundated with abuse. They're being peppered with toxicity just like you were, probably at a worse rate than you were, if you can believe that. But any way you look at it, and I'm going to close the video, once you're out, you stay out. You shouldn't know anything about the narcissist once you've healed. You should not want to know anything about them. Flip it. They should know nothing about you. They shouldn't know your hair color, who you're dating, if you fell in love again, what book you're writing, what book you're reading, what class you're taking, what class you're teaching, what part of the world you're living in. They shouldn't know about one brick that you had to rebuild with. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve to hear your voice ever again. They don't deserve to see your face. They don't deserve to see your name. This is why you need to take this extremely seriously. These people are sinking ships and ticking time bombs, and they know it. They will glom onto anything and anyone who gets too close to them. Now you learn that lesson. Once you learn it, you only need to learn it once. Then you close that chapter of the book once and for all on them. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. A couple quick things. 1, remember this. You are not alone. Number 2, remember this. You are stronger than you know. And above all, number 3, when you're out, stay out. Don't tempt fate. You've made it this far. You've been healing, or you've healed. Continue on the path and get as far away from said person as fast as you possibly can. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.